Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. This is the National Intel Report, and for 17 years, I'm your host, John Stadtmiller. It is the first day of December, 2009. Hope everybody took advantage of Black Friday and super clueless, brickless, and mortarless Internet Monday yesterday. More people are hanging on to their money because they're not quite sure where we're going. Well, that's part and parcel the reason why we do this program every Tuesday. I want to make note here, programming tomorrow on the National Intel Report, I'm going to have Jim Traficant up. Jim Traficant, you may or may not realize, had just spent a 7-year prison sentence for stuff that he didn't do. He was the bad boy in Washington, D.C., made the IRS real mad because they had to stop confiscating people's homes. It went from tens of thousands of foreclosures by the IRS. I think when he did that in the first year, they were only able to snatch 54 houses. So he made a lot of enemies with the banks, with the IRS, and, well, they made a deal and said, well, Mr. Traficant, if you would like to grovel and kiss butt and apologize, we'll let you out of 3.5 years of your sentence. And he said, no way. Now, my question, how many people out there, and jail is not a nice place, folks. I mean, trust me, it is not a nice place. But how many people would intentionally take another 3 years of confinement just to stand on their principle? I wonder how many would do that. At any rate, I'll have Jim Traficant on with us tomorrow. Back to the business at hand. We have Mr. Robert Chapman. Hello, Bob.
Ho, ho, ho.
How are you doing?
Just jolly good.
Cool. Mr. Noel.
Yes, sir.
Hey.
I'm here.
Hey.
Far away, but I'm here.
Are you?
He's in Jeffreys Bay with the sharks.
How you doing, Robbie?
Doing well, thank you. Actually, doing very well.
Really?
I had a very good day today.
Okay. What happened?
So did everybody else on some minors.
I thought they were.
Bob had a good day, didn't you, Bob?
Absolutely. I mean,
absolutely.
I'm looking at the stocks here. They've just gone ballistic.
Would somebody let me in on how the goodness is flowing and why I don't recognize it? What's going on with you guys?
Well, you got to get your glasses fixed. But anyway, you know, I got the short positions in the major gold shares, and I'm telling you, they're gonna get eaten for breakfast. We're looking at Goldman Sachs short 6 million shares of one stock.
I knew it had something to do with stocks and miners. ERS, not minors as in under 18. At any rate, if you guys want to discuss more of the good news that you people are reveling in today, feel free to do so after this break. We'll take your phone calls today, folks, at 800-313-9443. A lot of stuff to talk about. We'll be right back.
Get ready for Real Talk Radio. You're listening to the National Intel Report with your host, John Stadtmiller.
For the first time in this country's history, gold crept over about $1,200 an ounce. And what did it settle in at today, Robbie?
You're asking the wrong guy.
Yeah, I go by
$1,199.10 up, 18.10 on the day, and let's pull up the February market, and the February market was up $16 at 1198.30.
Now, Bob, I don't want to throw cold water on such a joyous day, but did you see the cut report?
No.
Okay.
and tell us about it.
I was just going to say,
Well,
1, 2, 3.
J.P. Morgan added 6,064 short contracts in silver. It increased its position by 10% plus in 1 week. And as of last Tuesday, bullion banks were net short 64,445 contracts, which in silver terms is 322.2 million ounces of silver, close to 50% of the world's silver production.
Well, first of all, that is not J.P. Morgan Chase and Hong Kong Shanghai Bank. It is the United States government. What did they do in gold?
Gold, let's have a look. Net short position, 31,297 contracts. Total net short position of 306,104 contracts.
Now, that's a record, and they're all still shorting. Now, it's a little mixed in the shares. Some of them they've added, and some of them they're starting to cover. They're going to get absolutely destroyed. The next stop is 1325. Can you email that to me, Robbie?
Sure.
I'd appreciate it. But that is very, very important, Robbie, and I'm certainly happy, and so I would guess that the listeners are too, because every short position has to be bought in at some time. And the significance of what Robbie has said is that in an advancing market in both silver and gold to the upside, they're continuing to add shorts, and they call that averaging your shorts. And it could lead to absolute disaster. Because if they start to cover, we could see $2,000.
Oh.
And they're going to have to cover sooner or later.
I mean, you're talking 4-digit gold, 3-digit silver.
That's right. And it's been going on week after week. And, they're doing what they can to try to restrain the price. It's being totally unsuccessful.
Somebody...
And the higher we go, the more they short, the worse position they're in.
Somebody pointed something out to me the other day. There's been a lot of stories out here that it's peak gold, it's peak silver. Silver is a lot closer to the Earth's surface and easier to get to and mine, meaning expense, than gold is. But gold is more recoverable. We have X number of millions of ounces around the planet. Not so much with silver, because silver is generally regarded as being a commercial commodity that's used in construction of electronics and so on and so forth. And a lot of this stuff is not recovered, even though it's used in small amounts in electronics, whatever. It goes to the scrapyard or the junkyard, therefore not recoverable. And it was very interesting. I heard this discourse, and it made a lot of sense to me that we might be looking at a true shortage of silver in the not-too-distant future.
What? I can't sell you silver today. I don't care if it's junk silver or silver eagles. There's none available till next year.
Well, take the thing out of there, Robbie, that it's demand. Okay, if we remove demand from the market right now, there would be silver available. The silver's not being produced. It's not being brought to market. If it's being brought to market, where is it being used, and is it recoverable? In other words, we're dealing with an ever-shrinking market, but the stuff's still out there. I mean, you guys play around with these doggone mining stocks, the gold, the silver. When did we hear, when gold and silver, when gold was at what, 550? Well, we need it to be this number in order to go in and mine this stuff, because it's not worth mining it, going through the effort to pull it out of the ground, because we'd be losing money. I was hearing that the stuff was there, but it just wasn't worth our time to pull it out of the ground. Well, now that gold's at $1,200 floating around that magic number, what happened? Did the Earth go into a super spin cycle and throw the gold off the face of the planet? It's still there. It's just not being brought to market. And we've got major players out there, governments, buying the stuff up by the ton.
Well, John, and one of the things that you haven't mentioned is that the cost for most mines to take gold out of the ground on a net basis, after all expenses, ranges anywhere from $500 to $900 an ounce, and most of the mines are in that $700-800 an ounce area. And so, let's say it's $800. They have $400 an ounce that they can profit by on a net basis.